now we're live. Well, hello. Surprise. Um, yeah, this is Evermore le Masquerade, where we are a series collection of professionals that know what we're doing. This is where you come to learn how to run streaming games. Yeah, so you're welcome for an exercise in what not to do again. Yeah, this is a an ongoing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign taking place in a world of mine that I created called Rostveen, in particular a kingdom known as Gerdes, very heavily based on the Baroque periods of Spain, France, Venice, with a little bit of Orlais from the Dragon Age franchise kind of thrown in there as well. I really, really love this campaign. I love all of my babies very much, but this is a game that I have wanted to run for a very, very long time. A society that I've wanted to kind of dive into for a long time. So I'm really, really happy to finally have the opportunity and to be able to kind of show it off a little bit to the world. But I'm going to go ahead and give the same warnings that I give on the beginning of all of my games, and that is if foul language and mature subject matter are problems for you, then this is not something that you should watch. I don't know that there's anything on my channel that is safe for you to watch, as a matter of fact. But if those things do not bother you, then you are among like company. So settle in. Grab a beanbag chair, like Austin. I'm going to... Oh, in particular, this game flirts with the line of sexuality quite a bit. It is a part of the culture, but there will never ever be explicit descriptions of sex, but we will get as close as we can, basically. So, yeah, all of that stuff up front. I'm going to pass things over to my players so that they can introduce themselves, tell you where you might be able to find them on the internet and what they have going on, things of that nature. And then I think we're going to get started. So we're going to start first with Kenya.
Always. You would think after 28 sessions and I would be ready for this. Hi, I'm Kenya, Acer Sin on the interwebs. This is pretty much the only place you can kind of catch me gaming right now. But on the rare occasions I do pop up on my channel to do something entertaining. But tonight I am playing Vera, who is the I was lying the entire time, is the changeling bard, not the human bard. And she is currently on this little adventure to get into this vampire castle and save one of her staff members that works at her Castille, where she runs a high-class brothel that she obtained legally and under no suspicious circumstances whatsoever. And I'm going to pass it to Matt.
I'm going to panic as I try to find my unmute button. We're just batting 1,000 tonight. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt, and tonight, as always, I'm playing Loxley LaCroix. And me personally, I make books over at Absolute Tabletop, and I also have a channel called Fistful of Dice. We're coming out with Aether Nexus next week. Really excited about that. Just putting the finishing touches on it here this week, and it comes out officially for everyone on Tuesday, October 1st, next week. So, but yeah, really excited for tonight's game. This dungeon has been super fun so far, and I'm excited to do some more exploring. I will go ahead and pass it on over to M.
Awesome. I will be playing Sylvie Levine tonight, and I'm super excited to delve back into this dungeon where we will do 1 or 2 rooms each session as per tradition. So looking forward to it, and I'll pass it off to Austin.
I'm Austin. I will be playing Guillaume de Lestot, the party's resident arrogant wizard. And I am super psyched as always to get into this. Yeah, I don't really have much more to add to that other than my wife just brought me soup. So like, it's a good night. And with that, I will pass it up to Karen.
What kind of soup?
Turkey noodle, of course.
These are the details we need.
Hello, everyone. I'm Karen, also known as Myth and Gears. I get to play a half-elf rogue called Cameron-Tiago Ruiz Gonzala, who has many other names, has so many names, has so many different personalities that, in fact, they don't even know which one is real anymore. They're so lost in themselves. Cannot wait for tonight and what horrors lie once we open the doors and go inside. And with that, back to you, Jeremy.
All right. Yeah. This is great. I am super stoked for this. It's been a long time coming. So, without further ado, let's do this. We find the five of you once more in the courtyard of the Castille de Borjido, high in the mountains, surrounded by fog and what seems like an ever-present night. The clouds overhead perpetually gathered as a storm. The wind howls, plays tricks with your minds, and ever since that you have stepped through the gatehouse of these grounds, you have felt ill at ease. There's a constant shiver up your spine. You have managed to kill at least one vampire and have explored the carriage house, the horse house, on the back corner of the courtyard, where you managed to take a very brief respite. So, who is it that we see peeking their head out of the carriage house first? No volunteers. Man. Not like this place is dangerous or anything.
Guillaume is a scaredy little baby right now. This place is scary, and he is waiting for someone else to go in front of him. Also, he's a squishy wizard, so he's just kind of hanging back in the carriage, in the horse house.
I'll protect you, Guillaume. I'll step out. I'll look first.
Okay. You look out and you find the worn cobblestones that led you here, the ominous windows that are almost like disapproving eyes looking down at you from high above on the castle walls. You see the fog creeping along the ground, but other than that, the courtyard is empty. There is no even no evidence of the vampire that you slew nearly an hour or so ago.
It's still quiet. Disturbingly so.
They have to know we're here, right?
I mean, I would think they would by now.
Which is also why it worries me a little bit more than it would if we were already being attacked. So I can't imagine what they're doing.
I'd rather they come to us.
Is it daylight or nightfall right now, Jeremy?
It's very difficult to tell. Like I said, the storm clouds hang overhead from this place in a very unnatural way. And it seems to kind of keep it in a perpetual like state of night.
Well, do we wait for them to slowly filter out? or are we heading in?
Oh God, are you going to make me be the brave one? We need to find these women.
We do.
That's why
and
we're here.
I think the longer we give them to prepare for us, the worse off we're going to be once we get in there.
I agree. I was being more kind of an ass about it.
You?
You?
Okay, not the time. Not yet.
She says
Fair.
mockingly back. She looks over at Locks and Marion kind of makes a very kind of extremely like fancy bardic like deep bow and kind of holds her hand out and like as if like go forth, like let us continue, kind of inviting you to be in the front of the group.
Locks matches her energy and does a deep bow and says, "Much obliged, ma'am," and walks towards the door.
Yeah, Chimera just turns like, well, world hates a coward. Side eyes Guillaume and follows Locks, winking after side eyeing you.
And though there was no sunlight, there was plenty of shade. Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
kind of my specialty.
Okay.
So are we going in through the side door here that he came out of, or are we going to go around the front and just try to walk in the front door?
I mean, if the side door is open, I mean, it's right here.
Yeah, I think side door.
Okay. So, when you begin kind of looking for this side door, you actually find that there is merely a crack in this wall that at the bottom, near the ground, is maybe 3 inches wide. Your guess is that if this vampire could turn to mist, that he might have come through here.
Oh, I hate to suggest this, but
It's
maybe
not.
I do
I was
a little,
gonna say it's not
a little
rat-sized, is it?
reconnaissance.
It's it might be a tight
I can
squeeze,
get pretty squishy.
Guillaume.
I can get pretty squishy,
Yeah, but you think you might be able to get through there.
and I will.
Wait.
Okay. No, don't need to twist my arm.
While I appreciate it, and it's not a terrible idea, do we want to separate Guillaume from the rest of us?
Normally,
If
my
something
answer would
happens,
be yes, but I'm not sure today.
Yeah, normally it would, but in these circumstances, typically I would just be shoving him in the room with some hottie and being gone with him. But under these circumstances, I am slightly concerned that if something happens to him, we won't be able to get to him in any sufficient amount of time.
Vera, are you getting a little sensitive?
I am simply thinking of Annabelle and the fact that she has been kidnapped, and that if we lose Guillaume, we lose a... And she kind of looks to the side at him. We lose a powerful resource that could aid in rescuing her.
She likes my fireball.
Yes, your balls are wonderful.
Real hot. Heyo. Okay. Jeremy, have we seen like other like evidence of other like rats scuttling or anything?
No, actually, you've seen and heard lots of other kinds of animals, but you haven't seen any rats here.
So it might be a little suspicious. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Let me let me just peek my head through. I will go into that. I will go into that hole. If I see anything at all, I'll come back. Like I just want to get an idea of where this leads.
So you're going to go into the hole very quickly and come out very quickly.
As quick as I can. Yes, I
Okay.
should. If I run into literally anything, I will turn tail and run, and try to lead it back here where we can all be ready to ambush it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will shift into my rat form and cautiously probe the hole.
All right. Whiskers first. Guillaume, you dive straight into that hole. It is a tight squeeze, even for you. I need you to make an athletics roll, please. Don't forget, you are a rat.
What does
That wasn't
that
an
mean
insult,
for my...
by the way.
I know. I'm wondering what
Okay.
that means for my athletics.
That I don't know.
Because I rolled a 2 and have
Ooh.
a -1
I mean,
to athletics.
Hmm.
So 1. You hear a very
Beautiful.
aggravated squeak.
But is he like Pooh Bearing it in the hole?
Yeah, basically. It's just Guillaume butt and tail like sticking up out of this hole now.
Oh no, rabbit! I'm stuck. We gotta push him from the side.
I can't believe he got stuck.
Well, somebody push him.
I-
It's not grabbing his ass if he's a rat. Just push him.
Isn't it, though?
I mean, the other option is to pull him.
Does anyone have like grease? Like it's not like I don't know. Does anyone have like a toolkit that would have like grease or something in it? We could grease this rat up and either pull him out or get him in there.
Oh my god, I have an oil flask.
I also
two
have
of
an
them.
oil flask.
Yes, I pull an oil flask out and
It's coconut oil and everything. Put it on there.
start dumping it on him and kind of like rubbing it in a little bit. And like, I'm actually going to, since he's stuck, I'm gonna like reach around to the side to his ribs and like start tickling him while he's like, I'm gonna like start like tickle him while I'm like dumping this grease on him.
Guillaume, all of a sudden, you are doused with lamp oil, and an impromptu massage begins. And then somebody starts tickling you. So
Yeah, you hear a lot of like aggravated squeaks and like a lot of wiggling.
so go ahead and make another athletics check at advantage this time, please.
That's a 10, all told.
That is the number that we were looking for. So, with this assistance, you finally pop through the hole. You find like the first layer of stone is maybe a foot thick or so. And then there's a bunch of like loose gravel infill that's just been packed down over generations and generations and generations. Then you pass through another layer of stone that's about a foot thick. And finally, you find yourself on like a brick ledge. It's kind of high up above the floor. And there are cobwebs everywhere. Spiders running around as you kind of like come out onto this ledge. And looking down beneath you, you can see a staircase that kind of runs along the wall that you are on, descending to your left. Straight ahead of you, you can see a wall that has a doorway also on the left. It looks like the stairs come from a higher level and then pass into this room, effectively. And the stairs end in this room. There's a bunch of broken wooden furniture, some like rubble, and just like various like detritus, just garbage. It's just been piled up here over time. It looks like there is like a wooden instrument of some kind, almost like a piano or like a harpsichord, that has been like smashed at the bottom of this place, and you're pretty sure you see at least one skeleton underneath it. It is very dusty, very dank, very cold in here.
Okay. Do I see like other like doors leading out or like archways or anything leading to other areas?
Definitely. Down to the left, there is a door that goes through the wall, and then the staircase kind of goes to your right and then bends around the corner and disappears further higher, like going up higher.
All right, I want to stay like I definitely don't want to jump down anything or walk on anything that seems too precarious, because I don't want to like get stuck down, off the ledge. But I kind of want to just scurry across the ledge, see if I can see anything, like if I can get to that door, I just want to peek through it.
Absolutely. Okay, first, what I would like from you, though, is a wisdom saving throw.
Let me see if I have some inspiration saved up. I have 1 point of inspiration, so I'm
Okay.
gonna see if I can make that 8 into something better. I'm gonna use a different die. A 7 is not better, so I got an 8.
Okay. So you're climbing along this edge still, like along the stone? Because like where you came into the room, it's got like a decorative like buttress almost that kind of like continues along the wall. You're just gonna kind of like move along that. Okay. So you just kind of like skitter on down. It's not hard for you being a rat. While this is not a wide ledge, it's perfectly wide enough for you. Like I said, you definitely have to step over a few spiders, go through a multitude of spider webs. But at some point, you hear footsteps coming. And a person, walks around the corner off to your right, coming from upstairs, carrying what looks like a hooded lantern. So it's hard to make out much of the details at all because the light from the lantern is just glaringly bright. It doesn't seem to pay you any attention and continues kind of down past the stairs. It is not until the being kind of walks past you and you're able to kind of like get a better look as your eyes adjust, you realize that it's your father.
Okay, question. How far have I traveled through the stone? Just a couple feet, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe 10, 15 at the most.
okay, then yeah, I don't trust this. I do want to like I want to try to sniff him out, see if this is real, because like this place does seem fucked up and weird, and I'm wondering if I'm being misled here.
Okay. Absolutely. So make a perception. And then I'm assuming you have some kind of like keen smell or whatever when you're in rat form.
Yes.
Okay, then you
Yeah.
have advantage on it, I believe.
Oh, Jesus. Why am I rolling like this?
Oh no.
I need new dice. Okay, well, these dice are going in jail. That is gonna be a grand total of 8.
Okay.
I am not very perceptive, and I rolled bad.
You just stepped on a spider because you weren't really paying attention, and it kind of squished it underneath your paw, and that smell is now kind of like flooding into your nostrils. It's very kind of acrid. Yeah, very sharp.
Okay, I want to keep a really good mental image of where I just came from, the room that I was just in, and like the direction, like the turns. I'm trying to like log the turns I took so that I can I'll just tell you right now, my thought is if I have to, I will try to dimension door out of here back to where my party is, but I think that is weird enough that I have to check it out a little bit more. So I will just as quietly as I can scoot forward and try to follow this figure, staying in the shadows, staying under debris wherever possible, and making obviously as little noise as I can.
Make a stealth roll for me, please.
11. Unless I'm better at that as a were-at. Let me just triple check how that works. No, I think my stats are the same. Yep, so 11.
Okay. So you're moving along this ledge, kind of trying to keep up. Obviously, him moving downstairs, his long legs, he very quickly kind of starts to outpace you. So you kind of speed up, and as you do so, you end up stepping on a piece of wood that was kind of sitting up here, and you didn't really even realize what it was because it was so covered in cobwebs and dust. But as you shift your weight off of it, it kind of sends this like little tiny wood chip flying off of this ledge, which clatters down to the stone steps beneath you, and immediately your father turns and points this lantern at you and says, "I see you."
How far am I now from the hole I came out of?
About 20 feet. You realize, Guillaume, that your father has no eyes.
Yeah, I think very briefly to myself, taken in by the illusion. And then I book it back towards the hole, just trying to get out of here. I want to try to look as animalistic as I can, like I want to try to seem like if I can sell a performance of this being an animal instinct of like being noticed by a person rather than like an intelligence being like, "Oh, I should leave now." Just like light, scatter.
Okay. Yeah, then let's do a performance. I like that.
That's a 12.
Okay. The lantern bearer of your father kind of makes a hiss and like takes 2 steps up the stairs, kind of back in your direction, but then pursues you no further. You're able to get back to the crack in the wall where you entered.
Okay, I'm all greased up and I'm sliding into that hole.
All right. Another athletics check, if you would, please, at advantage. Hole is kind of pre-greased at this point.
That one's a 13, 12.
Okay, excellent. So, yep, much easier this time. You wiggle your furry ass straight on through and manage to find your way back out to the courtyard where your friends are waiting. While Guillaume was doing this, what were the other 4 of you doing out in the courtyard?
If we have to rescue Guillaume too, I mean, Annabelle comes first. I mean, she's pregnant. We have to get her out of there. But we'll totally rescue him if we need to. Probably. We have to. We have to rescue him. Guillaume's the only one that knows how to use the carriage that we found, so.
We murdered the vampire mist in the last session. Right? Like,
Yes.
super killed it? Okay. Sylvie has... So he came out of a door, like, down in this area, right?
One moment, because I wasn't on Owlbear. Show me again, please.
Just down here?
Yeah, kind of this area is where you saw him kind of come from.
I have a way, like very similar to Guillaume. I could take on the appearance of the vampire we just murdered, and I could go check out the place where he came out of. Let's see what's there.
Is it really murder if they're actually already kind of dead?
Extra murder?
Helped pass on. He said thank you, so
Yeah, we helped. We did a good thing.
we did a good
murder
thing.
is
Yeah.
murder is a
So
very
not murder at all. Yeah.
No,
negative.
not murder. No, not at all. He was grateful.
So take on the visage of the man we helped.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Take the visage of the person that we helped pass on, and maybe also get the lay of whatever we have going on here.
That I will leave that to Vera.
The laying? Yes, thank you.
Aren't
we already technically, Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, but we all left the horse house and we are actually down over here, right? By the
That was my understanding. We had
yeah.
several people with hands on rats, so
yeah. I'm having a hard time on Owlbear grabbing my token. Like it's kind of locked in.
Oh, it
I
might
can't
have
grab mine.
It
Yeah.
might have reset
I can grab a
permissions or
bunch of other
something.
people's, but not my own.
I can get mine now. It was
I was just hiding everybody.
yeah.
You're
so we're all down. I'm
sword
down
glow.
in here by the walls. Yeah, because we kind of helped push him through the.
I thought I
the
locked
thing.
that down. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. For some reason, yeah, I thought we were
Yeah.
still in the horse house.
No. We all moved down here and we shoved Guillaume into the. We lubed Guillaume and shoved him in the hole.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought the
Yeah.
looped hole was in the horse house. Okay,
Oh.
I'm with you now.
No, you should never have the looped hole in the horse house.
What
Richard
is
Gere
this?
would never.
What is this building right here, Jeremy? This like extension building that's not the horse house.
This is a like a what looks like maybe a small crypt.
Okay.
Looks like a mausoleum almost attached to the house.
We
Okay.
could try there.
There might be an entrance in the back of it. I mean, who knows, right?
Yes, we could. Do you guys want to start trying to go in there and see what's in there? And I'll kind of wait here for Guillaume so he doesn't.
Feel like we abandoned him?
Yeah, when he ejects himself from the hole.
Yeah, Sylvie will go over. Have a look.
Chimeran will as well.
Guillaume, you pop out of this hole and your friends are not still standing around. They've apparently moved on without you.
Yeah, I shift back and I'm just like still covered in oil, like ugh. I'm, like looking around, like I like the it's like the John Travolta thing. I'm like,
I'm there. I'm next.
Oh,
I
hey.
stayed there.
My dad's here. He doesn't have eyes, but he does have a lantern. So that's bad, right? That's bad.
I mean, your father being here is bad. Your father being here with no eyes and a lantern is worse.
I didn't get a chance to smell him. The oil was kind of overpowering, and there was this really juicy spider. It's weird when you're down there.
Is that what's on your hand?
Oh yeah, I just prestidigitation myself like all over. Like I'm getting the oil off. I'm trying to descent myself as much as possible. Like you could probably see like a little bit of spider goo that's just like on his face. Like he definitely had a little bit of a nibble. It's like
I was waiting for you. They're breaking into the mausoleum to see if there's an entrance to the castle.
Good plan.
It's
all I really found out is that I think that this castle must have let its custodial staff go. They do not have a good interior decorator either. It's a
I'm
lot.
going to say they probably ate their custodial staff.
That makes more sense.
Hmm. And not in the way. Never mind. Let's go. They're at the mausoleum.
Meanwhile, at the mausoleum, smash cut. All right. The three of you are standing in front of a metal door. It looks like it's probably iron, and the exterior of it has been carved, or not carved, I guess, sculpted, if you will, into a very like decorative, not quite like a fleur de lis, what we would think of that, but like that. It's a very like almost symmetrical, swirling, sweeping lines to it. It's very, very old looking, and has no shortage of rust on it, though it still seems to be fairly well intact. You can see that, just like the carriage house, that there is a chain with a padlock on the outside of it. Sorry, not a padlock. A whatever you call that. A lock. Yes.
Well, Chimeran would like to see if lightning will strike twice, and we'll try to pick that lock.
Oh, funny you should say that. No, sorry. Go ahead and roll your dexterity. I guess it would be probably a sleight of hand. We covered this already. You have thieves' tools.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to use an
Allegedly.
inspiration because I don't want to keep that roll because that was bad.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. 22.
Okay. It takes a little bit of doing. Again, these locks are much newer than the doors themselves. It definitely looks like these have been replaced, maybe not all that long ago, and the materials and the way that they're made are actually very high quality. Somebody spent a lot of money here. But you're having some difficulty. It's a newer, variance that you've never come across, but eventually your knack and your adaptability or whatever manages to finally unlock it, and you hear a metallic click, click of the tumblers finally sliding into alignment, and you're able to open it.
I will put the tools away and then turn to look at both Sylvie and Locks before going inside. Yeah.
About the time that you
Yeah.
kind of look up to meet eyes with them, you can see Guillaume and Vera coming around the corner. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I was just going to mention that I would have my crossbow out and ready.
Okay. So you remove the chain, you open up these metal doors. The gates squeak a little on rusted hinges, but you manage to swing them inward, and inside is a room that is made of the same stone as the outside, but the inside of this has been either better preserved or was better worked in the first place. The walls inside here are almost smooth, and there is what looks to be like a small shrine against the far wall. You're not really sure. Well, actually, let's do a religion roll. Anybody that wants to.
I got a whopping 6.
All right. 15. Okay.
I somehow got a 16. What the hell?
Ooh, interesting. I want to hear that
So I
story.
got a 15.
Okay. This shrine is dedicated to a goddess known as Elona, who is kind of the goddess of nature and plants. And this room at one time had living plants here. They have all since dried up and died. Nobody has cared for them in a long, long time. But they were definitely arranged in a very aesthetically pleasing way. Like the roots like are twisted purposefully to like create certain patterns and shapes. Again, somebody spent a lot of time here. And on the far wall where the shrine is, kind of at the foot of the shrine, there is the head of a sarcophagus. You can see what looks like a marble carving, a relief on the top that depicts what looks to be like a woman underneath like light cloth. But the way that the marble is carved is so perfect, so correct, that it looks as if there were a literal body on this coffin with a cloth draped over it. She's wearing a long dress. Oh, actually, this is Gerdes. She is actually in the nude, which is, again, common for the funerals of the Gerdessi, except for their face, where they wear their death mask. And she clutches a dagger in one hand and a bouquet of flowers in the other, kind of next to one another, just beneath her breasts. On either wall, there are what look like stained glass windows, though on the outside there are no windows at all. But these seem to shine with a similar light to the Chimeran sword.
So are we to assume that any one of these could be holding those creatures? Do we have to like open them all and destroy what we see in there?
And unless we want to leave one of them at our backs, yeah, I think we do.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Hey, maybe this is the coffin of the one we already got, so there won't be anything in there.
Okay. I'll let you move the thing and I'll be ready to strike it if it's one of them.
Hey, Jeremy, before they do that, do I know anything about with the 15 that I got? Or is that all I know is just who it is?
Sorry, yeah. You would know that this is a lot of times this is followed as a god of the druids. That this is very obviously meant as a like a parting between the two worlds, between life and death. You know, almost like a return to Earth, a return to nature. It's kind of a celebration of death being more of like a recycling, which is pretty common amongst Alona's believers.
As you guys are kind of talking about that, Vera's kind of looking at it and she just goes, "Can you just humor me? I just want to try something. Just, I know it's weird, but she was a goddess of the druids, and I want to take prestidigitation, and I'm going to kind of where the plants are that are kind of in the shape and stuff of where they used to be. I'm going to try to create like a I'm sorry, not prestidigitation, minor illusion. I'm going to create an illusion version of like what the plants looked like. It's a really big stretch, but on the off chance that this is some sort of good thing, Vera's trying to get help anywhere we can get it. So she's going to try to do something pretty for this goddess that's in this sarcophagus.
Okay. Roll me. Let's see. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
19.
Okay. You cast this spell, and these illusory flowers kind of bloom. Um, and for a moment, you feel something fighting you. Like as you're completing the spell, you feel like a resistance that's not normally there. But you manage to push through it, and these flowers are dazzling.
That was weird. Um, something was fighting me. It didn't want me to cast minor illusion to make pretty flowers here.
Have you ever felt anything like that before?
No, I just cast minor illusion and it just I'm gonna cast it again, but this time I'm just gonna make like an illusion of a dog or something. Just kind of off to the side to see if I feel the fight there again.
You do not. That resistance does not repeat.
No, there's something going on here. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. Something doesn't want her acknowledged. Doesn't want this acknowledged that it's here.
Well, this is an evil castle, so that could be a good thing.
Um, okay, if you guys want to try to open it up, I mean, I don't have anything else to try. I don't know, maybe hoping if I made some pretty flowers, the nice druid goddess would bless us with something to help us kill vampires and save poor pregnant women who are ready to give birth in the new cycle of life because druids and nature.
Um, Anybody who wants to could make a different religion roll, like.
Chimaran failing the other one miserably, but got a 19 on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 21.
Wow. Okay. So, Sylvie, Chimeran, and Guillaume, you all kind of have this thought roughly around the same time whenever Vera says this. You're fairly certain that the gods probably don't hold a lot of sway here. That this is probably unhallowed ground. Like as per like the spell, like a magicked place. Uh-oh, did I break you? Hello?
You broke me. I don't know
Oh,
what to say to that.
okay.
Chimaran doesn't know what to say to that.
Awesome. No, yeah, no worries. Okay. So what are we doing?
Looking at locks. Got my rapier ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna heave at the lid.
All right. Make an athletics roll for me, please.
Oh, how embarrassing. I got a 3.
Ooh,
Just trying to
Box-
show off.
marble's fucking heavy. Like really heavy. And maybe you didn't really realize how heavy until you just kind of like threw your shoulder into this thing and it's not budging.
Yeah, he kind of has this moment where he sort of like very casually just kind of like does a little shoulder roll and comes up to the lid and it's like and he kind of like looks at everybody and kind of does like a, and he like gives it another go.
All right, give me another roll.
Okay, that one's a dirty 20.
Okay.
There we go.
So now you apply all of your, your leverage, and you kind of put your foot up, maybe like on the wall behind you or something, and you give this a good heave ho. The marble scrapes against the sides of the sarcophagus before it reaches like its zenith, if you will, and it like tips over and falls to the ground. You're pretty sure the lid at least cracks whenever it hits the floor. Inside there is a skeleton that is draped and decorated identically to the carving on the outside of the sarcophagus, including the dagger and the bouquet of stems, now just dried, withered flowers. The cloth is draped in a similar fashion, but obviously has settled differently because there's no body underneath it, only bones. But it is unmistakably done in the same image.
So this one's really dead, right? Like, not just pretending dead, it's dead, right? As he's staring kind of almost horrified, I'm horrified while I'm staring into the sarcophagus where this, I get the thought of what we've just done and are planning to do over and over again. Right? This one's dead.
Does seem like there's nothing to kill here. I know this seems really rude and disrespectful, but I'll just like Guillaume will just kind of reach in and like take like I just want to remove a few key connecting bones and just kind of toss them aside. So if this thing does try to reanimate, I want it to happen without its arms.
Wait, as you start to reach in, Vera goes, wait.
Oh, yep.
Just don't touch the jaw. Like, leave its head intact.
Okay.
Why?
She reaches in and she pulls out a out of her component thing, she pulls out like a stick of incense and she lights it. I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead on the skeleton.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
She looks at all of you right before she does it. Can ask it. 5 questions, I think, is the standard.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 questions.
Okay.
Chimaran just kind of looks at you horrified. We're going to bring it back just so we can ask it questions? Why?
She looks at you and because somebody deliberately made this place unhallowed, so hopefully it can help us.
That's you're just a little bit creepy, Vera, sometimes. I'm gonna go wait over there.
Right. Well, hello, kettle. I'm the pot. How are you?
I mean, honestly, a little terrified.
Right. Says the person who has like 3 personas and a child they
And
didn't know about
all
and a
of them
weird.
scared and not wanting to be here in this castle, talking to dead things.
Mhm.
Hmm. I'll leave you to it. Yeah. Mhm.
So she lights that incense and she casts the spell, and the incense kind of floats down and kind of spins around the head of the skull of this thing and lights the eyes and stuff up. And when she realizes that it's working, she looks at it, and the first question she asks it is, "Who are you?"
Guillaume, I think it's like while you're reaching in to remove a few of these key bones, as you said, as Vera lights these incense and this skeleton moves. It shudders and partially sits up, almost as if something were like an invisible rope were like tied to its sternum, like lifting it from the sarcophagus partially. Um, so like this happens like pretty close to you because you're reaching down into this sarcophagus and pulling these bones out. Um, and this skeleton still beneath this kind of thin veil, that parts of it like disintegrate as it starts to move and it sits up. And there's just this kind of like low present like kind of noise emanating from between this thing's jaws. Whenever you ask your first question, the face doesn't turn to regard you at all. It just lies there motionless until its jaw begins to move, and it says, "Rana."
We couldn't hear you.
Did it gate me? Alorana. Any better?
Alorana?
Yep. I just put it in our chat. Yes, Alan Alda.
I loved your acting.
Um, is that the actual name of the goddess? Or you said something else before, didn't you?
No, it is not the name of the goddess. The name of the goddess is Elona.
Ilona. Okay.
Elona. Mm-hmm. Her name is Alorana.
Um,
Question 1.
Anybody else have a question they want to ask? Anyways, yeah.
Out of character, I wonder, do we want to ask her how she died, or if she was a vampire or anything like that? Like, get a little bit more background lore before we can have a better idea of what she might know.
Yeah. She'll ask, how did you die?
My life was taken by my love.
You can ask who her love is.
Do I want to ask who, or do I want to say like why? Why? But that puts conjecture, and that's not a good question for Speak with Dead.
Who? Ask who? Because that might be
Who
important.
who is your love?
Lugarico.
Nico?
Lugarico.
Hey, remind Kenya out of character. I know I should know. I'm bad
Padre
with names.
Primero.
It's
Yeah,
the Primero?
Yeah, Pasta Primavera. Yep.
Primavera.
It's the Pasta Primavera. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm thinking why. We could ask why and see if she knows why, but that's an iffy question when you start asking other people's motives to dead things.
Yeah, and we need like as much concrete.
Yeah.
Like, maybe ask her like, is there a room in this castle where prisoners are kept?
Okay. That might work. Yeah, that's not a bad thought because we have 2 more questions. The other one I'm thinking is we could I almost want to ask her something about the goddess because of the shrine and stuff, but I'll ask about the room. Where are prisoners kept in your home in this castle?
Far below, in the dungeons. One more, I believe.
We get one more, guys.
I almost kind of want to know if she was pregnant when he killed her. But I also like Austin's question about quickest route to there.
I'm kind of leaning towards the route to the dungeon one. That's a good question. Yeah. Yeah, she'll ask, what is the quickest route to get to the dungeons?
She says, the southern stairs will take you to the floor below. The invisible rope that was holding her aloft then seems to slowly lower her back down into the bottom of the sarcophagus, where her bones kind of slop like off to the side, like without any ability to hold them up. And then the incense smoke slowly dissipates and goes out.
Farrah's gonna kind of take what scraps she can of the fabric that was laying over her. Did she have a death mask in there with her? Is there a death mask?
No, it was not. That was the only difference between the depiction on the sarcophagus and the actual body inside. It was just her skull beneath the veil.
She'll kind of do what she can to at least try to make sure the face is covered and, since we're kind of disrupting her sleep here. And then, yeah, that's all Vera's doing. She kind of just walks away from it, back towards the exit.
Yeah, you will notice that there were no other entrances or exits from this mausoleum. Just the iron doors that you came through before. And even though, like I said, it looks like the chain and the lock were fairly new in comparison to everything else, it looks like it's been a long, long time since these doors have actually been opened.
What's on the stained glass windows that are magically glowing?
They're all depictions of like the different seasons. There's 4 of them, 2 on a side, and one is winter, one is spring, one is summer, and one is autumn. But it's very much like, a tree is kind of like the main central thing, so that its leaves that kind of form the top of the window are in different kind of states throughout the seasonal depictions. But it's also there's like the landscape all around it, and you can see like the people that are depicted are wearing like different clothing according to what time of year it would be. Okay.
Looking at the rest of the group, and what now? Do we go in the front door?
I don't think any of us are fitting in the hole. So, yeah, front door, southern stairs.
Okay. Who is leading your merry band towards the front door? Who's racing to get there first?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, like leading or anything, but I would definitely be towards the front, going around.
Okay. I think we're ready to off this up. I hope
Whoa.
this is prepared. Okay. Can y'all only see part of that? The exterior?
And
Yes,
now,
okay.
yeah.
Dude. Let me adjust for folks who are viewing at home. Oh, we're not even on the battle screen yet. Okay. Well, hang on. Okay. I don't know why I didn't copy your sword glow, or Emerin.
That's probably fine. It was makes it difficult for
It's
everybody else
neat,
to move.
but it's also a pain in the ass. Cool idea. For
We use it
execution.
when we need to.
When it matters. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
An incredibly cool pain in the ass, though.
Good. Glad. All right.
Can anybody else move their tokens? Because I don't seem to be able to move mine.
No, because I keep trying to do it on the Zoom call and not the actual.
Who's running
map.
this show? Honestly. Okay, I think I can do sign. No. There it is. Owner. Vera, try now, Vera. And box.
Good.
Okay, cool. Sylvie and Guillaume. Alright, try that. Okay, cool. I guess it resets it whenever you change the scene or something, or when you use a different scene. Oh, it does have your sword. Zutali. Okay. Let's see. Is okay. The soaring pair of stone doors swing open as you near them, as if to invite you inside. As they do so, you suddenly hear a pipe organ from deeper inside the castle begin to play a mournful melody. Within, you see a small atrium lit by 2 braziers and a second set of smaller carved doors not far beyond. I'm going to pop back over to Owlbear and hopefully get rid of this hog. Did that work? Excellent. See, we're going to get this. Got it. Piece of cake. Oh, guess I'm moving the wrong screen. Okay, so there you have it. The room is described. Who wants to die first? I mean, who wants to go in first?
Vera will do another fancy bow to Lox and Chimeran and see which one of them picks it up.
Chimera just sighs and steps forward, but only, except I'm on the wrong thing. But looking to Lox to have his back as well, because I'm not going by myself.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk side by side with Chimeran, sort of left and right there.
It's not like we're going to just let you guys go in and not come with you. It's just we're not good to go first.
We will be right behind you.
Right behind. We've got your back.
Maybe 10 feet behind you.
10 feet's a good distance.
I notice Vera is using the 10-foot behind the 10-foot to hang back. Okay, bless you, Austin. In this atrium that you see on the other side of these first open doors, you see that a narrow rug runs the length of this space, its former elegance diminished by centuries of rot and feasting of moths. The 2 remaining walls depict large ovular portraits facing one another. However, they have been damaged to such a degree you can only discern that one contains 3 women and the other the bust of a man. 2 skeletons dressed in tattered rags swing lightly from ropes on either side of the inner set of stone doors.
Well, this is inviting. The portrait of the women, is it a good enough portrait that we can see the faces of the women, or is it
No.
too damaged? We
Yeah,
can
it's
just tell
way
that
too
they're women.
damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically can just see like 3 like, dresses, like kind of, in a portrait style pose. But most of the entire top of the portrait is just like covered in like mold and grime. It's just has not been touched in a long time.
Okay, well, I'll step in. And I meant Chimeran is ready for the hanging skeletons to like animate and do something weird. So he's prepared for that. Not much else though, but that's what he's going to do.
Okay. Just moving into the room and kind of standing at its center, taking this all in. Okay. Your friends kind of creep up behind you, not quite wanting to pass the threshold. You can see that the inner set of doors show a multitude of signs of damage. You know, a lot of chipping and stuff. Again, probably from about 5 feet down or so. Lots of weapons, it looks like, have been struck against the carvings on this door, and even though they are made of stone, it has succumbed to some damage. But they are solid.
Do the inside of the doors that lead out to the area we're in have any of that damage, or either side of the doors that we just opened have any of that sort of damage?
Yes, absolutely. The exterior doors would have even more. But as you kind of approached them, they literally opened of their own accord. So you only saw them kind of briefly in any kind of detail whatsoever. But yes, it definitely had damage.
I want to pop in. I just want to make sure that like these marks weren't from people just trying to escape this room. So I just want to kind of pop in and look at the inside of the doors that we just came through.
Yeah, there's absolutely damage to the inside of the doors as well. Weapons, but there's also like finer. Your guess would probably be like fingernail claw marks.
Let's not all go into this room at once. Let's make sure that we kind of keep the doors open. It seems like this might be a little bit of a, I hate to use the word, but a rat trap.
Anybody who would like can roll. What would be a good one for this? Perception, but history? Yeah, history would probably be okay.
Perception or history, or just history?
No, perception or history.
Okay.
Oh,
that's a 17 then for me. I'm good at history.
Oh, lots of you apparently.
Perception 20.
Oh, good grief. Apparently they taught it in school, and all of you are also very perceptive. So Chimeran and Vera, the two of you notice this, but don't necessarily know what it is. The Locks and Sylvie, and what was yours, Guillaume, again?
17.
And Guillaume. You realize that there are murder holes in the ceiling here. So Chimeran and Vera, you see like these kind of large square holes in the stone above, and they show like signs of the rock maybe having been like scorched or burned, maybe melted in a few places. There's definitely something strange about those. But yeah.
I just want to find like a piece of stone from the courtyard or something, and wedge it under the door. I want to try to make it so that the door is wedged open.
Okay.
Just in case. Since it swung open of its own accord, I don't trust it not to swing shut.
Vera will point out the holes in the ceiling to Chimeran and then to the rest of the group, and look at those. Those are odd.
Those would be murder holes, for shooting, dropping, blasting through down on unsuspecting victims who enter through this room we're walking into.
You're muted, Karen.
and get locked inside is what I'm gathering from what you're doing there, trying to wedge the door open.
Well, you see the marks here. These seem to indicate that there were people in here who very much wanted to not be in here anymore. And that plus the murder holes makes me think it may have been murder related.
Well, perhaps while you're propping that door open, we should try opening these other doors.
Yeah, I look to Locks. I'm ready to go forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Chimeran, you are pushing on the left door.
Yeah, once Locks is there beside me. Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh shit.
Excellent. So, it turns out, Chimeran, that you were not entirely wrong to be on guard. That something in this room was going to happen. That maybe those skeletons were going to animate. But you were wrong at the same time, because it wasn't the skeletons, it was the rug that animated. I need all of you to please roll initiative.
Yeah, not at all expecting it to be the rug.
Nobody expects the Spanish
Spanish
Inquisition.
rug.
All right. Let's see. Those things actually pretty fast. All right, we got a 7 for Sylvie. If I can spell. A 20 for Chimeran. 17 for Guillaume. 13 for Lux. And 23 for Vera. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's everybody. Alright, Vera, I'm interested to know how in the world you saw this thing. Oh, you know what? No. I was gonna do a surprise round, but I think because all of you were literally talking about like watching the walls and the skeletons and being on edge, I don't think I'm gonna do that. So, Vera, tell me how it is that you knew something was wrong, and how you managed to react before this thing sprung its trap fully.
I think as she's listening to Guillaume kind of prattle on about murder holes and stuff, the reason she realizes something is wrong so quickly is because she's looking up at the ceiling and then kind of just in her mind's eye just following something being dropped down through the thing to the ground beneath, and it kind of hits her that everything in here is really messed up, including those skeletons, except that rug looks okay. And it's almost as in her brain as she says, "Oh, but why doesn't that rug look like it was burned by something when it was dropped through there?" And that's when the rug starts moving underneath.
Okay, it is your turn.
Jiggly tassels. Yes, the tassels are jiggling. That's how I noticed. That's what I do. She is, oh my goodness. Nothing Vera has will work on
You can't tell me Vera has no experience with rugs.
I mean, she has a lot of experience with rugs.
Exactly.
It's just she's usually the one moving, not the rug.
Ah, I see.
Um, I think I'm trying to just see. How big is that? Better off. Let me look at that.
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
No, I want to, and I'm gonna do something Vera's never done before, just because it'll be funny and I can. She is, and it's like one of the rare times I'm gonna get to do it because nobody's in the way right now, because it's an AoE. So she is going to kind of just out of a gut reaction, she kind of pulls on some of that weird power that she seems to have kind of accumulated since we started this trip up into the mountains. And she is going to pull on some of the, as her warlock capabilities that she's developing. And I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar directly in front of me so that it hits the rug and not Chimeran and Locks as they're on it. And she's going to do
Okay.
that, and it just drops, and the rug needs to make a strength saving throw.
Is this like a 10-foot radius or 10-foot
Yeah, it's a 10
diameter
feet
type
within.
thing?
Yep. Yeah. Tendrils
the
of
wrong
dark
one.
energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you.
Okay. All creatures within 10 feet of you?
Yeah, within 10 feet of.
So it's centered on you.
Oh shit, it is. Yep,
So you
never mind,
wanna
because Sylvie will
move
get.
forward?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would hit Sylvie and Guillaume.
If I move over here. No, here? No, there's nowhere safe for me to do it. Never mind. Zvera's just going to scream. Oodalali. Help, help, help. The rug's alive. Oh, fuck. Come here, turn around, turn around, turn around. And she's just going to kind of use that to hopefully, in a way, maybe give Chimeran the help action. As,
Oh, okay.
I'll do that instead, kind of calling for help action by calling out to Chimeran.
Yeah, absolutely. Vera's like, rug, 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 and Chimeran, you're able to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on back behind you, but not before this carpet lunges at Locks. Locks, I need you to make an opposed athletics or acrobatics roll as you are being grappled or attempted to be grappled.
That's a 14 acrobatics.
All right. This rug launches itself at you and smothers you. You are now grappled.
Could
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, could Sylvie use her reaction to add 5 to that roll? Does that matter? I have when you or another creature makes an ability check or a saving throw, I can use my reaction to add 5.
There's
So that would make it
distance?
19.
30 within 30 feet.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. What does it look like? How is it that Sylvie's able to intervene? It may or may not work. Just what does it look like?
Yeah, you see Sylvie she yells out to Locks, duck to your left.
All right. What was your total again, Matt?
It was 14, so 19 with that plus 5, if that matters.
Okay. It does, except
Yay. Oh.
that I got a total of a 20, a dirty 20. So it literally almost mattered.
Okay.
But okay, so this thing launches itself at you, and despite Sylvie's warnings, you duck to the left, and this thing very quickly like snaps around and like utilizes the fact that you've kind of moved that way to wrap itself around you and like tightens. All of you can hear that kind of like threadbare woven material of the rug kind of like creak as it tightens itself around Locks. Okay, Locks, you are grappled, restrained, blinded, and are considered to be suffocating. What is your Constitution modifier?
My con modifier, just con, not saving throw.
I think it's. Do you remember what the suffocation rules are off the top of your head?
I think it's just con. Yeah, I believe it's just con. So it's just +1.
Okay.
I have a 12 Constitution.
Okay. So. All right.
What if
Good to
this is
know.
what gets me? What if a fucking rug kills me?
That was the
I won't
rug's
let that
turn.
happen.
It is Chimeran's turn.
Chimeran, seeing that Lox is in trouble, and with Vera's help, is going to slash at the rug to try and free Lox. So I believe I have advantage on this roll because of the help.
Yes, that is correct.
Advantage roll. Oh lordy, that's terrible. But 17 is my highest.
17 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely will hit.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, so we are talking 9 points of magical piercing plus.
I was going to say you have sneak attack as
Oh,
well.
I rolled lots of sixes. That's nice.
Ooh,
25 points of sneak. So that's a
So-
total of 34 points
34 points. Wow. Holy
of
shit.
magical.
Okay. So the rug takes 17 and Lox, you take 17 points of damage.
Sorry, Logs.
This thing has damage transfer. It transfers half of its damage taken to any grappled target. So you stab at this thing, cut at this thing, Chimeran, but it is so threadbare. It is missing so many pieces and it is so decrepit that you can't help but cut and slash Lox in the process.
Okay. As a bonus action, I would like to use the help action for Lox, so that hoping that my attack of the rug will help loosen maybe a part of it, so that Lox has help in escaping if he is able.
Okay. Guillaume, it is your turn.
Okay. Um. Oh, feels like a bit early, but I'm gonna have him do it. Okay, I will hold my my orb aloft, and within the orb on my sword cane, like a dark red kind of orange flickering starts to swirl up, and I will cast out summon elemental and summon a fire elemental to basically right next to let me see, I gotta do it on the not on the Zoom. I want to basically summon it like right here.
Wait.
Oh, I guess actually it's the thing's over here now, so I'll put it over here so that I can have it. I'm just gonna have it. I'll just command it to like rip the rug off.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
I'm hoping he's pretty strong. So
yeah, roll an athletics check or strength if he doesn't have athletics.
Ooh. Does he have athletics? Let me see if they have any proficiencies. I don't think they do. No skills, just okay. So that is an 11.
Okay. Unfortunately, he does not succeed. Does your rug have any kind of like burning damage that it does from making contact with it? Does it say anything about like
Doing my elemental.
heat aura or what? Oh, what did I
I-
call it?
Rug.
Oh,
I don't believe it does, but it does have
Are you
2
a ginger?
attacks because it's
okay.
it's a level 4 spell and it has a number of attacks equal to half its spell's level. So I think he's just going to go for it again, just try to rip the thing off.
Okay.
And I will use a different die this time, not that one. That's a 12. Okay, not this one.
Oh, shit.
Skull die, come on, come through. Nope, that's a 10.
Okay. Nope. This thing is deceptively strong. Especially given its age and its state of decay. It's almost like trying to wrestle with like a python or something. Just something that is almost like pure muscle, even though it has no anatomy. Okay. That's Guillaume and his elemental locks. It is your turn. I do not know what you can do with your turn when you are grappled, restrained, blinded, and suffocating. But
so I think that I can attempt to escape the grapple. I think that's
believe
always
that
an
is
option.
correct.
But I think that I also
I think you're at disadvantage, aren't you?
I think from being restrained, I
Probably.
believe that I'm at disadvantage.
Let me
My
to
speed
the
is 0. So only my attack rolls.
Ooh,
I have
okay.
disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and attack rolls.
Man, this is the first time I've ever used one of these things. They're actually pretty nasty.
They are gnarly. I've killed characters before with these fucking rugs, dude.
Let's go.
And I've given you the help action, so you have advantage.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's a good point.
Okay, so does I'm assuming the rug has an escape DC that I just try to hit here. So I'm
okay.
Or it's an opposed roll or something like that.
I think it's opposed, yeah.
Okay. So if I can still do acrobatics, I'm gonna do acrobatics.
Since you're initiating the grapple check, I think usually you have to do athletics, but
I have to do athletics. Okay, that
I don't know
makes
about
sense.
this situation. I know that's the way grapple usually works,
athletics.
Yeah, I think that you're right. Okay, that's okay because I've got help too. All right, first roll. Your advantage. Hey, first roll is a dirty 20. Second roll is a 4, so I will take that 20.
Okay. What was the first one? A dirty 20?
Dirty 20, yep.
And if you match the check, the tie goes to
winner.
So
to the defender.
Yeah.
Ties go to defender. So.
Oh, and you can use your acrobatics as Ken.
Yeah.
Just kindly post it. So.
Oh, I can't. Okay, Jeremy, I don't want to be a power gamer here, but can I just keep those rolls and add my acrobatics instead of my
absolutely. Yep.
Instead of my athletics? Okay, so 27 would be the roll if I went acrobatics. Yeah. Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
This motherfucker's limber.
How in the world does Locks acrobatics his way out of the hold that this rug has on him?
Man, I think that he just I think that he's still a little bit greasy from the rat is one thing. He's still a little bit oiled up.
Got some of that rat grease.
Some of that rat grease, but he just is he's able to kind of shimmy, and he sort of finds a tatter or something in the rug that he's actually able to loop his elbow into, and he uses that to kind of lift layers off. And because Chimeran is helping him, I think that as he's peeling it away, Chimeran is able to get in there and shred it up and start pulling at it too, and Lox is able to kind of and there's a cloud of dust that comes as he's sort of coughing as he comes out of the rug.
All right. Lox, are you staying adjacent to the rug? Or are you doing anything bonus action or movement related?
Oh, okay. So that's a good question. Grapple it right back. I don't think that I have anything that I can do. I suppose I could Misty step away from it, but then no, I think I want to just stay put. So I'll just get out my sword and stay put. That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Sylvie.
Silly wants to approach the rug and is going to hit it with a stick with her staff that she has.
With a blood staff? Oh, nice.
I don't think she had the blood staff.
Oh, no?
Did she?
You have a different staff?
Yeah, she has her own like quarter staff that she has.
Oh, badass. Okay.
Yeah. This one actually does glow with a radiant light. But
Okay.
that is a
Oh, yeah.
25 to hit.
Yes, we'll absolutely make contact.
For 8 points of damage.
8 more points. Okay.
And then she's gonna smack it again. For locks. Which is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
For 5 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. This thing is beaten and definitely has lost even more of its threads. One tassel and the edge has completely unfurled itself and is kind of trailing behind this thing. It is still trying its best to get a hold of someone. It's not dead yet. Vera, back to you.
Vera is going to blast it with some Eldritch Blast. So her first one is a 27 to hit.
Yes.
And that is 7 force damage.
Okay. What does it look like, Vera, as you kill the rug of smothering?
She just hits it with that first Eldritch Blast, and I think it's so old and it's so tattered and kind of beat up, and even though it doesn't have scorch marks from fire because magic and stuff, but it's obviously a fake magic broken rug, but it just kind of explodes into a bunch of confetti as all the force damage hits it, and it just kind of like pieces just start to fall to the ground.
Yeah. All right. So, you are out of combat. This rug lays in complete and total ruin, tatters, on the ground now. I think we're going to take our break here. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to pop back over here. And, yeah, we're going to take a bathroom break. Refill your drinks if you got it. Smoke them if you got it. Kiss your spouse if you got it. Go to the bathroom if you got it. What the hell are we doing here? Who knows? But we'll be back at it in about 10 minutes. So sit tight. We'll see you on the other side. Good grief. I'll press the right button even eventually.
It's a night
Flowers.
tonight. We're all having days.
God bless it. I love flamenco music. It's so awesome. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. We are here with session number 29 of Evermore le Masquerade. We are now just the front atrium of the castle, Castille de Borjido. So you just fought this animated rug that attacked you the moment that one of you reached for the set of interior doors. You have now defeated said animated rug and are left to your own devices, as it were, in the atrium. Shift us back over to battle.
Lox is sort of
I forgot to do that.
batting dust off of himself and probably still coughing. He's like shaking his head. I never want to do that again. That was awful. Not walking on any more rugs in this place.
I'm glad you made it out. Okay. I'm surprised you fit through. That was not a very large hole in that thing that you fit through. That was. Are you double jointed?
Potentially. I just tend to be a slippery fella, I guess.
So, back to opening the door.
Yeah, Lox kind of looks over at Chimeran and says, yeah, try again, I guess. And he'll go to open the door.
My hot friend here is actually rather strong. He can give you a hand too, if that would help.
Sure.
Okay. Lox, you reach out, grab a hold of the door, and you pull it open. Though it is kind of towering and made of stone, it swings open with very little effort. A well-hung door. Inside, you find a rather spacious space. Let me switch back over to there. Every time I go to turn off a piece of the Fog of War, I get so nervous. Let me shift things. Shifty. Okay. A cavernous chamber of neglected refinement awaits beyond the front doors of this place. Torch and candlelight illuminate the yawning room. Situated at the center of the stone floor, you see an enormous disc comprised of 4 wedges of polished black marble, each with a thorny brocade etched into its immaculate surface. Above you, beyond the cobwebs, the room is capped with a vaulted ceiling, depicted a morbid mural of a throng of people prostrating themselves before a profane god. A grand carpeted staircase dominates the path to your left, while a short length of wide corridor leads to your right, where you see an open archway and a pair of doors. Ahead of you lies yet another doubled set of carved stone doors.
I suppose this is the point where we talk about what our goal here is. Are we going exploring, or are we looking for the southern staircase, getting the women and leaving, and dealing with whatever fallout that we get from that later?
I say women kept saving folks here is priority. But if we see opportunities for other victories here, we can take them.
Maybe even if we get the prisoners out, we can come back with a little more knowledge. That's what we got that carriage for, so as long as we can get them moving outwards.
So where would south be from here, Jeremy?
So just for ease, we are going to say that the map is oriented to north, so it would be
Okay.
to your right.
So, okay. So um the staircase that she was saying, the southern staircase would be in this direction over here.
Yes, absolutely. The
Okay.
kind of short but wide corridor to your right.
Vera will point down that way and kind of giving Locks the motion. That means I'm not going first.
I would like all of you who have entered this secondary room, or as you enter this secondary room, to please roll wisdom saving throws. Okay. Sylvie, your group is kind of moving into this atrium, or the room beyond the atrium, this kind of foyer, if you will, and is turning to the right to head towards this short corridor. And you happen to kind of like look down at the highly reflective floor, this section that's in the center here that is made of black marble, um, and it is, even though there's a lot of dust and kind of disheveledness about this place, a lot of cobwebs, the polish on this black marble is mirror-like. And as you kind of pass by it, you happen to notice a figure reflected in the opposite side of the circle, kind of run past. Small figure. And when you look up, you swear, like down the, or through the set of double doors. Oh, it doesn't help if I do that in OBS. Through this set of double doors ahead of you, you see what looks like your brother as a child run and duck through those doors.
You see Sylvie kind of make a start. I don't think she would run in that direction, but you can definitely see that her body wants to. It wants to move that way. It wants to go in that direction. As she looks over to Vera, who's right there. Just, did you see that there was a young boy who went running into, and she like gestures into like the double door at the double doors.
Vera kind of looks at her and tilts her head a little bit and tells her there was no boy. How old did he look? Are you sure you saw something?
Not yet in his teenage years. Young. Yes, I am sure that I saw it.
There was nothing there. I heard no footfalls. These are marble floors. We would have heard something.
Sylvie looks worried over to that. Maybe we could just have a look, check. Maybe someone went in there.
Sylvie, I just curious, was it did it seem recognizable at all?
Sylvie sheepishly nods, although she's like, yes, though I know that person, it cannot be them.
Oh, thank goodness. So it probably wasn't that. Honestly, it's really relieving to have you see someone here, because I was really worried my father was just walking around this place eyeless. But like, if we're both seeing people we recognize, that might just be the castle playing tricks on us.
If it's someone you know,
Sylvie nods. My brother, as a child.
but your brother's not a child now.
Well, no. He would be similar age to me, little younger.
I think maybe we should just continue on our goal of getting the women out of here and leaving as fast as we can and not chasing ghosts that are flittering through the castle.
You can see that Sylvie, like, this is all very rational, and Sylvie is nodding her head, but her eyes still wander over to that other door, as if she can't really make up her mind, or is having like a war between her mind and what everyone else is saying, which makes sense.
How about we do this? We get the women, we save them. If we don't run into anything else that's trying to kill us and it doesn't seem difficult, then maybe we explore a little bit more and we'll look then.
Sylvie nods at that. Yes, that seems agreeable.
Even as these words are leaving Sylvie's lips, Sylvie, you can see the cobwebs that are kind of like clinging to the nearby decorative elements that are like close to this set of doors, and several of them are kind of like loose strands that are just kind of like moving as like the air like shifts in this room, especially as all are like moving about, and you swear that you see more than one of these kind of like loose tendrils almost like extend towards you and then like curl, almost like beckoning to you.
Yes, Sylvie is looking out. This castle is not good. We need to get out of here as quickly as possible. She says, and she's looking at no one. She's looking at these cobwebs that she sees beckoning towards her. Again, you see she's almost trying to convince herself of something.
Vera is going to slip her hand into Sylvie's and kind of make that physical contact with her and give her a little tug in the direction we're trying to go to see if she can get her moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were absolutely under like no compulsion whatsoever. There's just this strange interaction.
Yeah, I think it's just disorienting for Sylvie. Having
Yeah, that's why
this,
she's
like,
giving her that anchor.
Yeah, I definitely think Sylvie will follow Vera and give her a thankful look or a grateful look for kind of providing that grounding.
Yeah.
All right. You all kind of like move southward, kind of entering this short but wide corridor that leads to the south. And again, as you kind of like move this direction, you can very clearly see that there is an open archway against the far wall on your left, and then there is a set of double doors in the right wall towards the end of the hallway. Again, these are a double set of doors, but these are wooden, kind of bound in iron. These are not the stone doors that you see up here and the ones that you have just kind of passed through. Obviously, the architecture and stuff is all similar, but these are decidedly less ornate. Oh, let me give you ownership of your elemental too. Oh, okay. Should be good. You are free to move about the cabin.
I'm going to ask Mr. Fire to go in front of us. But Fireboy, I don't speak elemental. But you understand me. If you could, I was going to ask your name, but I don't. Just go ahead. Thank you.
It kind of like regards you with a slight sound that sounds kind of like a growl. And then it will move off in that direction. Also, the south seems to be perhaps maybe the source of the organ music that you are still hearing.
Do I recognize the song the organ music is playing? Just because I'm a bard.
Oh, yeah. Roll, I guess, a history would probably be the most fitting.
Okie dokie. Can I offer you a perception?
I don't think in this case, no.
Damn. History.
History. See.
10.
Okay. So you recognize more the melody than anything else. Like there are parts of it that you don't, that you can't track, and it seems more like maybe you know another piece that was either based off of this piece or vice versa. But it sounds old to you. Like its style would be, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 decades, like out of like touch with the current like musical
That's like
tastes.
a millennia in Gerdes' time. I mean, fashion is
Yes.
like every 6 months, so.
Yes.
Is it the piece that I do know or that it's similar to, is it typically a happy song? Is it a mournful song? Is
No.
it a death is coming song? Death is here?
It's definitely mournful. It's definitely
Okay.
a sullen piece of music. And you can tell that just by the way that it is making you feel listening to it. It is definitely not something that you would want to play at a party. Okay. Where are you sending your Fireboy? Do you have control of him now, Austin?
I do.
Okay, good.
I think I'll send him down towards these doors. We're looking for a staircase, and I'll tell him, like, just help us find a staircase.
Okay. He moves like down the hallway, getting closer to the doors where it seems like maybe he's listening. And the organ music seems to be coming from that set of doors. But as he reaches the end of the hallway, he kind of like stops, his head turned to the left, and he raises a flaming arm with a finger kind of flickering flame extended in the direction of this archway. Right here.
I think he's found something. Let's take a look. I'll start heading that way if the group seems like they're going to be heading that way as well. I'm not going to just wander off on my own.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm shoulder right beside Guillaume there.
Okay.
Vera will follow up with the group. She is still holding on to Sylvie's hand if Sylvie has not let go, and it is very obvious that there is a comfort that she is deriving from this as well as Sylvie. So she will just kind of sit there and got the whole scared clammy hand thing going on, and
Okay. So you move your way down to the end of the hall and peering into the archway where Guillaume's elemental is kind of like now walking. You can see another short hallway that goes maybe 20 feet or so. Still can't illustrate what I'm talking about on OBS. Not gonna happen. This kind of short hallway that then ends with a spiraling staircase that heads down and one that continues the spiral upwards. Emanating from this opening, this archway that the elemental is now passing through, you hear like the faint echoes of tortured screams, like coming to you on this cold breeze that is kind of blowing up out of here.
I'm starting to wonder if they would be keeping these pregnant women in the same place they keep their normal prisoners. But I'm hoping they're not torturing these women, but I do hear some screaming. I think we still have to go down, but we should be incredibly cautious.
We don't know what's real and what isn't in here, so everyone just try to stay as calm as possible. He's kind of saying this to himself more than anyone else.
That's a good point. Maybe they're fake screams.
Vera, okay, she's gonna, okay, give me a moment. And, she'll kind of, she kind of closes her eyes and she starts to hum to herself. I am going to cast locate creature, specifically looking for Annabelle. I forgot I took that. So it will allow me to sense a creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of me. If it's moving, I know the direction of its movement.
Very interesting. Okay, let's see. Locate person?
It's locate creature.
Locate creature. Let's see if there's anything that I need to be aware of about it. Okay. Yep, you absolutely have her name, and they are familiar to you. 1,000 feet. Okay, interesting. Very cool. Okay. So what does it look like as Vera activates this? And is there a visual to it being an ongoing effect?
She starts by humming to herself, and just because I think it's kind of cool, the component for it is the blood of, or the hair of like a bloodhound, like a dog. So she takes this little like cluster of fur out from like inside this little component thing that she keeps on her, and she holds it up and she kind of like blows into it at the very end of whatever she's humming, and it kind of swirls in like a little ball type like looking thing and kind of starts to just like float, like it's kind of leading like a direction to get.
Yeah, it absolutely goes right past Guillaume's fire elemental and then continues straight and down the stairs that spiraled into the under part of this castle.
She looks at the group and says, I thought that would be a good spell to learn before we came out here. It knows where she is. We can follow it. It'll last for about an hour.
Very clever. Okay, let's get moving.
All right. So it sounds like the fire elemental in the lead. Guillaume and Locke's not far behind. And then rest of the party behind that, huh? Okay. Let's get okay. This would hold, please.
As we walk, Guillaume said to Vera, like, I may need you to help me learn that at some point. That seems incredibly useful.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know it, how bards know it, but I mean, I could probably teach you the basic understandings of it, and then you can do the math thing that you do as a wizard and figure it out.
Oh, I'm sure I could translate. Basically, it's the vibrations. I think that's usually how a bardic song works, right? The vibrations are very similar to just manipulating the magical energies of the natural world into its own harmonic resonance that
Right.
can perform the same sort of effect.
Right. You'll just have to figure out the mathematical calculations for the very good vibrations, and then you'll be able to learn the spell. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Can I now at uh-oh. I don't know why it's not revealing.
Damn, we fell into oblivion, you guys.
It's all darkness.
We're stuck in the
Wahoo!
void and shit. This sucks.
Why didn't it delete the thing? The thingy? Da, 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 da. This is why we can't have nice things. It still didn't work. I don't know what's going on. Okay. We're just gonna wing it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Let's pick up here. Okay. Picture this, if you will. You move your way down this spiral stone staircase. This cool, chilling breeze kind of blowing up to greet you. This is not a calming effect. It's almost as if being here this length of time has started to compound how it's affecting you. By the light of your elemental, you are able to see that when you reach the bottom of this staircase, that there is another hallway that's maybe 15-20 feet wide and is lined with lit torches, much the same as everywhere else. There's also an enormous amount of candles present in every alcove and flat surface that you can see, to the extent where like the wax is like this cascading waterfall of previous candles that have just been placed and replaced and replaced. There is an open archway not far in front of you, and in large recesses, there's 4 of them, 2 on either side of you. You can see what look like plinths to marble statues that have been completely and totally decimated, just destroyed. The chunks of them kind of still lying around the plinths of the statues themselves.
Are there any banners or names or anything on any like of the bases from these statues or anything?
No, you don't think so. There's nothing that seems really like that definitive about them, but what you can see of them, they look like they were all nobility of some kind. Maybe family, maybe past residents. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's no name.
Is my little directional thing still kind of traveling down the hall and showing us where to go?
Yes, absolutely. It is carrying forward past all the statues and through the open archway on the other side. Is there still a blank spot? Like I shifted back over to our main screen. Okay.
Yeah, there's still a live stream I'm seeing, unless it's okay, it's back. Never mind. It's fine
That's
now.
back. Okay.
Vera's just going to continue on following, like kind of urging. Well, she's not in the front, so she's going to urge the guys to continue following this. We want to get in and get out.
Yeah, right. And Lox just follows behind.
Okay. Guillaume, your elemental comes to the open archway and has to duck to kind of get underneath. These are far less grand passages than the one upstairs. They're not meant for creatures this large necessarily. So it ducks into this kind of T-junction of a hallway, and ahead of you there is a wall that has 3 doors along the northern wall, and then a 4th opening where you can just kind of make out a bottom stair. It looks like it heads back up. This long hallway in front of you ends on your left with another set of double doors, and then on the right with a series of iron bars that completely bisect the hallway. In here, there is a strange fog that is kind of clinging to the ground here, but it's not behaving like normal fog. It's more like looking into like a pit of writhing snakes, the way that it's moving and undulating.
Does it shy away from the elemental's fire at all?
No.
Elemental, could you please just punch that mist for me?
Okay. Yeah, your elemental moves forward and punches downward. Its fists kind of hit the stone floor beneath the mist, and the mist snakes kind of splash away from the impact, and then within moments they writhe back together to fill in the void.
No, I don't like that at all.
No, Vera is going to pull out her lantern of revealing, and she's going to open the hood so that it shines all of its light. So it has bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim for an additional 30. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as long as they're in the bright light section of the lantern.
Excellent. Okay. You shine the light of this lantern forward into this mist, and you've ever shown like a bright light into like mist or fog where it's like highly reflective. That's basically what it looks like. But as you're doing so, the writhing snake likeness of the fog is brightly illuminated by the lantern light. It's almost as if it gives this kind of holographic shape to the bodies of these snakes.
So does that mean the snakes are more real than the mist?
Are
I
we
don't like
standing in
this.
this mist?
Not yet. If you've bothered to look where the doorway is, this mist does not pass the threshold into this hallway. It stays firmly in the passageway beyond the archway.
I don't know what this means. This thing's supposed to show invisible things, so the snakes might be real, just invisible.
They put invisible snakes in the hallway?
Maybe. Using minor illusion, can I like make a dog in the middle of these snakes on the other side of the threshold?
Absolutely. Yeah, you form this illusory dog on the other side, and it, does as you command it to. There's no effect to this mist at all. It's as if it completely ignores it.
Okay, I'm sorry, fireman. I need to ask you to just walk into that mist for me. Just be ready to hop out if you need to, but like if anything hurts you or tries to, just hop back out.
It kind of looks at you and kind of shakes its head, like in, resolution, and then turns and moves into this mist. And the mist behaves
Next time I summon
exactly.
you, I'll have a whole bunch of coal for you or something. Okay, I'll reward you. You you don't die. You just go back to your plane of existence. You'll be fine.
Grumble something in Ignan. Don't speak Ignan, so Um, but he moves into the space, and it behaves exactly the same way as it did with Vera's illusory dog. It almost just ignores it. There's no change.
I guess. Well, it's either going to attack us when we go in or it's not. Maybe, Chimeran and Guillaume hold on to Lox's hands, and Lox, you step in, and if it goes wrong, we pull you back.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And Lox is like very clearly unnerved by this mist, but he sort of like, and he will grab onto Chimeran's hand and sort of step out into the mist with one foot.
Okay. You step out into the mist, your foot kind of like firmly planted on the stone. The mist, kind of coils as you put your foot down the way you would expect mist to, before the writhing kind of brings it back in to close around your foot and your boot. There's like that long moment Nothing happens. So I need you to make a Constitution save, please.
That is 10 total.
And okay. That is most unfortunate. You take 7 points of necrotic damage. You put your foot down, and for a moment, you think, oh, cool. These boots actually are waterproof. You know? And then realize all of a sudden that's not the case. Whoever sold you these boots was lying. But instead of water, it's necrosis. You feel like the muscles in your calf and like your tendons atrophy, and like almost like you've just like hiked 30-40 miles with just that one leg.
Locks yells, yanks his leg back and stumbles back against the wall, and like even drops his sword, and is like reaching down panicked, trying to get the boot off of his foot as he's like sliding down the wall.
The boot is loose on your foot, as if maybe you've probably lost maybe an inch of circumference or more from your calf.
Yeah, I take the boot off. What's going on under there?
Looks like it was maybe the lower leg of like a 60, 70-year-old half-orc. Kind of shriveled. The skin is got like spots on it. Your toes are kind of gnarled looking. It very much looks like it's moved in the direction of like a mummification process.
Locks pulls his boot back on with shaking hands. Oh, we can't go that way.
So the mist is bad. The mist is bad, guys.
Vera's gonna reach over and she'll cast level 1 cure wounds on him. Heal him up.
How much does that give me? Is that 2d8 or 1d8?
I just rolled it. You get 9 hit points.
Thank you.
Did that restore everything that you lost?
No, it does not. Well, so I had taken damage from the rug as well.
Okay.
So
I think it
I'm
did
not
from that.
Yeah, I
was
took
like
I took 7 points of
Okay.
necrotic damage from the mist.
So when Vera casts this on you, the effects of this seem to reverse without anything further needed. But it's not instantaneous. Like it takes a few seconds for it to kind of revitalize.
Okay, well, logically, there has to be a way to get past this, because they would have had to bring the women down here, and they wouldn't have drugged them through that. So, and she kind of starts looking around. Vera is looking for anything that looks like a lever, a button, any sort of pull here to open the grate to suck all this weird snake gas out. Do I need to BG3 this and get a barrel to put on top of a grate in the middle of the room? Like anything that looks like how to get rid of this.
Let's get an investigation roll.
Okay. And she points out to everybody that she's going to do this. So if anybody else is good at investigation, because Vera's only a +2.
I'll start looking around as well.
I'll give, what are you? Plus what?
5.
I'll give you advantage on that. I'll help you.
Oh, it's still only a 10.
Ten total. Was
Yep.
anybody else investigating? Or was it just Guillaume?
Sylvie will look.
Okay.
I think that Lox is taking a minute. He's taking a beat here.
I got a 14.
Okay. So Guillaume, you are kind of looking around. You're kind of like checking through the rubble that's of these statues and their plinths, trying to find anything that's like a pressure plate or a button or a lever or anything like that. And Vera's kind of behind you, saying, "No, no, 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 not there. That I was talking about over there. That kind of situation, but somewhere else in this small little area." Sylvie, you managed to find a place where those cobwebs that looked like they had been beckoning to you before, you see another set of those cobwebs, but they're not beckoning to you. They are, however, moving as if there is a little bit of a breeze right at the wall behind one of these statues.
Yeah, Sylvie will call out to the others. I think there is something over here. A draft of some kind. And she's gonna start like feeling around and behind the statue or wherever she can.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you find a a small place where the stone in the wall of this alcove, the mortar line is deeper than it first appears. And kind of like as you get like more like on its level, you can see that this stone is like isolated. And when you push it, it slides back in place, maybe about half an inch or so. And then as it does so, you hear a click noise, and the wall that you were looking at to see this draft seems to just shift ever so slightly.
With that, can Sylvie push a little bit more on that recess that she has now?
Yeah, absolutely. So you kind of push on the wall that has just barely shifted, and it opens into a small room, maybe 5 foot by 5 foot. It's literally just about the size of like one person being able to stand in this. And sure enough, on the opposite wall, there is a lever affixed in the wall.
Well, you were correct. There is a lever. She's gonna look back before she pulls it at the others just to double check if she should pull this. She pulls it.
Vera's let go of Sylvie's hand by this point and is kind of backing away from the lever pulling.
Okay. You pull this lever, and there is a whooshing noise, like the wind outside on this mountaintop. Fresh air pours into this corridor where you're trying to get, and this mist, this snake covered fog that's clinging to the ground, is blown away into the sides, leaving a very clear path forward.
Downwards and onwards,
Yeah.
if you would, firemen.
Okay. Still following Um, here is hairball. Let me see here. Okay, I think maybe got this figured out. Let me go ahead and cut it out.
I can see stuff again,
Yeah, I can see stuff too.
but
Was
I
it
do not have control of my character again.
Yeah,
was it Chimeran's
because we
sword?
switched scenes.
Was it Chimeran's sword that was messing it up somehow?
I don't. Maybe it might have been. Okay, I think y'all should be able to see the mist-covered corridor as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's rock and roll. We'll bounce back over there. So let me tell you the screen. All right, can zoom out a little. Okay, so you have now this corridor that is kind of where the mist is being kind of blown to the far corners of it and is no longer seeming to cling to the floor. There is a door on the left-hand side here. There are 3 doors opposite you. There is an opening here where you can see a set of stairs. It looks like it heads up. And then there is a series of iron bars that kind of end the hallway over here. That is where the air seems to be entering from.
And where is the hairball?
The hairball is rolling towards this door.
We should just, if we can, investigate what's in the other rooms to our best of our ability, see if we can free anyone else that might have common cause against these fiends. But I think the priority is still getting the women first.
You said there's a door right here, right, Jeremy?
Correct.
When
It's
we can
one of
move our
3.
stuff, Vera will peek in that. It does it have like a space you can see in through, or is it solid?
Let me see. No, these are solid doors.
Okay, she will then lean up against it and see if she can hear anything behind it.
Okay. You can roll a perception.
25.
Okay. You hear what sounds like maybe dripping water. But not much else.
She'll just kind of convey that to the group and just say, I don't hear anything that sounds alive. It's just water. Dripping water.
Guillaume's fire elemental shudders.
Right to the left, then follow the glowing fur.
Oh, I just realized it. Hang on, sorry. Juggling too many balls at once.
It's okay.
Too many balls. Guillaume, you should have control of your elemental and your character now. Sylvie, good to go. Vera and Fox. Doopy doopy doo. All right. moving to the door. You just gonna open the door and go in?
I think we should probably listen at it first, just see if we hear anything on the other end, so we're not walking into anything unprepared.
Good cat. Okay. Who is doing the listening? And if you would, please roll.
I will listen.
That will be perception.
18.
Okay. Let's see. You. What would you hear? You hear. You hear what sounds like a large group of people, like, bickering. It's very heated, but it's not really like yelling. Like the timbre of their voices sounds like they're yelling, but it's not carrying to you like they're actually screaming. It's almost more like distant screaming. That makes sense.
I mean, does it sound like it's people yelling who are a long ways away, or does it sound like when you're trying to be sneaky and arguing with someone and you're doing that, no, we gotta go,
No,
like kind of stuff?
It's more like somebody was having a very loud argument, captured that, and put it in a jar. And like you're hearing it in a jar. If that makes sense.
It sounds like almost like there's some sort of other barrier between us and the argument.
Possibly.
Just kind of, someone's fighting, but it doesn't sound. It sounds muffled, but not that they're muffling, like the sound is muffled.
Yeah, let's maybe take a peek and see what's going on in there.
Okay, she'll step back and let him peek.
Okay.
Yeah, do we want to have the elemental do it, or should I like crack it open and peek inside? Okay, I'm gonna move towards the door, Jeremy, and see if I can like push it or pull it open slightly, not all the way. Oh hell no! What is that?
You push this door open and you are immediately greeted with two sensations. This room is incredibly brightly lit. It is ringed with candelabras and candles placed on every flat surface around the room. But the other thing that greets you, just slams you in the face, is the smell. This room smells exactly like a firmly planted memory, Lux. And that is what I would like for you to describe, because it smells exactly like that night when your family's estate was attacked.
Yeah, it smells like smoke and this really distinct smell of the olive tree in the courtyard burning. and just how distinct that aroma was, and that it smelled like the olive tree, but it wasn't. It was the olive tree burning. So it almost has this like burning oil kind of smell to it. It's kind of black, tarry kind of smell, like when you leave oil in a pan for way too long and it just scalds and burns. So it's really acrid, and pungent, really powerful.
Absolutely. To be clear, none of the rest of you smell this. But Lox, looking in, you see a strange sight that is illuminated by these candles that mingles with that smell. That a smell that you, I would think, identify very strongly, like on a gut level, with betrayal. There is an extremely long table that is set, that dominates this room, and it is entirely constructed out of bones. There are chairs that kind of line the two sides of this table, and those are also constructed out of bones. And from what it looks like, they're mostly humanoid. In every other seat, there is a skeleton that is leaned forward on the table, laid out on the dinnerware and things that have been set at this profane table. And every other seat between them is vacant.
Locks.
Oh, there are two doors in the north and the south. Sorry, go ahead.
So there's like this all happens very quickly. It's like 3 seconds. The door opens, Lox looks in, he goes, and he kind of shuts the door, and he like takes a second. You see him sort of cover his face and his nose, and he sort of looks at everyone else. You smell that?
I mean, it smells dirty and dusty and dank and disgusting.
You don't smell like burning, like smoke or anything like that?
No.
Getting a little off the elemental, but nothing we haven't been smelling for a while.
A big room. As he's talking, he sort of seems distracted, sort of shaken. Large room. There's a table, long dining table made out of bones. There's skeletons sitting at it. There's 2 doors. Don't see anything moving in there. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say half a dozen. Nothing was moving, at least what I saw. Oh, were there any noises, Jeremy? Did I hear? Was that when I opened the door? Did the shouting get louder?
No, actually, when the door opened, like literally the moment that the plane was broken, that noise completely stopped.
Oh my god, that makes it so much worse. That's awful.
Wait, so the yelling stopped as soon as he opened the door?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, almost like the whatever was in there talking just stopped as soon as the door opened, right? So
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Lox seems disturbed.
Right. Well, I guess did the noise come back once the door shut again?
Yeah, after a moment. If somebody listens again, yeah, absolutely. Lox, if it is you that listens, the noise you hear is is yelling, but it's not bickering. It's the sounds of your family and the people that worked on your family's estate, and the sounds that they made that night.
The color just drains from Lox's face, and there's like sweat visibly shining on his forehead. He like moves away from the door. Yeah, all right. We should let's just move through that room as quick as we can, yeah?
I have just an idea, just a safety. Mr. Hotman, could you just go into that room and just smash up all the skeletons? Just kind of knock them apart.
Okay.
And then like I just want to like kind of fully swing the doors open so that we can kind of watch him do this.
Yeah. Give us a montage.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, he's just gonna like he'll just kind of lumber in and just start like just like pushing and crashing, like knocking them over, knocking chairs over with them, like just tipping them so that they shatter. And as soon as they're all kind of disassembled, I'll take a step into the room.
Okay. I'm gonna take a small luxury here with Chimeran. Um, as you're kind of like moving through this space that has been just overturned, bones scattered everywhere by this elemental, Chimeran looks at a couple of these skeletons before he says, all of these have been stabbed in the back. There are dagger markings on their spines.
Do you guys want me to talk to one of these? I can do it. It costs me some energy, and I don't know if we'll find anything useful, but I'll definitely do it if you want.
I don't know if these skeletons are dead. Lox says, kind of like looking over them sort of suspiciously. I don't know if we want to wake any of these guys up.
I mean, okay. Then I guess once Guillaume's elemental's done with what he's doing, there's two doors in here. Wait, which way does the hairball fly towards?
The hairball goes to the north through
I guess, yep.
this
I
door
guess
here.
we go north as soon as quickly as we can. Yes.
The door here in the south. Okay.
Okay.
Quickly.
Nobody stab anybody in the back.
You quickly make your way through this room, or open the door on the far side. Reveal a square room that's decent sized. There's a lot of like skeletal bodies and like broken weapons and shields. But it doesn't look like this was a scene of a battle necessarily. This looks like they were discarded here. There's kind of a large pile that kind of dominates the center. And then there's stuff that's kind of piled in the corners. Again, cobwebs are ever present everywhere you look here. There is a door here that looks like it has a keyhole in it. And then there is an open archway here that seems to lead to a short corridor.
I'm guessing we're just continuing to follow the furball wherever it goes. So whichever
Mhm.
direction.
Okay. Absolutely. The furball heads. Interpret this. I think it's through here. It's locked door. As far as this corridor goes, I think we'll probably see. This makes sense to me. Okay, so through this open archway here, let me shimmy so that everybody else can see. You see more alcoves with smashed statues that kind of line this corridor through the archway, and then a staircase that leads back up. This door here is, like I said, it has a keyhole in it, and if you try the handle, it does appear to be locked.
Chimeran is our lock picker, I think. So
I also have a
Oh.
spell that can unlock doors. I'm not good at picking locks, but I'm good at magicking them. So I
Is
can
it
use
knock?
that too. It is knock.
knock makes a lot of noise,
Oh, does it really?
like a shitload, like heard from 300 feet away, shitload.
She's not
Really?
So
Yeah, knock makes a
oh
ton
my
of
god, when
noise.
you cast a spell, a loud knock audible from as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object. Gee.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is
I
not
did
a
not
sneaky,
know
sneaky
that.
spell.
Never mind, I don't want to do
That's
that.
interesting.
How have I never realized that? How long have I been playing Dungeons and Dragons?
It's
I
probably
have no
a 5th
idea Knock
edition
did
edition.
It's
Oh,
it's
really?
5e. It's not the new. It's it was like 2014 5e. It just
Oh man, I just have never
Yeah.
realized that. It's like at the bottom of the spell. I've just never read that
Mhm.
far.
It's yeah. Yeah. I had that. The reason I know is because one of the players in one of my games was like, I'm going to use knock and cast it. And I was like, oh, okay. There's this loud booming knock. And they're like, wait, what? And then they read the rest of the spell. And I was like, yep.
So Chimeran has lockpicks. So we could have somebody roll for Chimeran, and we can add roughly what we think his bonus would be.
I will
Or,
give
if you have an
Chimeran a
alternative.
bardic inspiration.
Okay.
For this too.
Which are what, D8s?
D8s, yeah.
Okay. Somebody want to roll?
I'll roll the D8, sure.
Okay. Somebody want to roll a D20?
The 8's a 5. I'll roll the D20 too. I'm in here rolling, it's fine.
Okay.
And that was bad. A 3.
Although
So
they
an
probably have
8.
what, a +9, because I'm guessing Dex is their main stat.
Yeah. It's probably pretty.
Yeah,
So
I
it's a
imagine
total
it's
of
at
8.
least a +4.
Well,
Probably
and being an
closer to
expert
like a
in getting lockpick,
+6.
proficiency gets doubled, so it's
Yeah.
8 for proficiency.
Is expertise in sleight of hand? You might. Okay. So a pretty healthy bonus. Turning the, was it 8? Probably into at least.
8 coming from the 2 I rolled.
Okay.
Plus a
Making it
minimum of
probably at
4
least a
for at least 1
16.
proficiency, so that's 14. So that's what 8. That's 12 plus another 4 would be 16 minimum. So yeah.
Okay. So, Chimeran moves over to do what he did upstairs, outside of the mausoleum, and as he starts to move this lock, there is a sudden arc that jumps from the metal of this lock up his lockpicks and directly into his hands. I'm not going to roll damage and stuff because we don't have access to his sheet, but I am going to just say that for the time being, Chimeran is basically like electrocuted and thrown backwards as a lightning spell jumps straight into his body. He is thrown backwards into this pile that's at the center of the room, and the various skeletons around the room start to animate. So, I think, actually, I think we're going to call it here.
Makes sense before we get into a long battle and stuff.
Yeah, especially missing Karen. I'm going to make a note that I need to roll damage at the top for Chimeran's lightning bolt. Yeah, okay. This was an absolute blast. Y'all, I had a lot of fun. Finally getting through the doors and into the dungeon proper for this. Like I said before, I love doing dungeons. It's something that is very hard to do on stream. And I'm very, very thankful that y'all are being patient with me as I'm trying to implement the visual aids for all of this. But yeah, it's making me super duper happy. Okay. I'm going to pass things back over to my players so that they can give any kind of parting words that they'd like before we go ahead and put a bow on it and call it an evening. So we'll start in reverse order with Karen. Karen, I hope you feel better. We'll see you when we see you. And next up is Austin.
Whoa, I've never started before. This was super fun. I loved crawling with you guys. I loved getting into a greased up hole. And I love that y'all gave me the assist on that. Really helped your boy out. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what it tries to kill us next. I hope we get our prize and get out of here. But also we got to figure out some way to burn this place to the ground. I know it's stone, but and I got to fireball something else. Like it's got to be a room full of people somewhere that need to get burned. So I'll just send the elemental in. But anyway, it was a blast playing with everybody. I can't wait to get back to it next month, and I will pass it along to Em.
Yeah, that was a blast. I'm a huge fan of dungeon crawls, especially when there's a map and there's good visuals, and I love these map layouts. They're super, super cool, very atmospheric. Really, really dig them. So, yeah, and we got through more than 2 rooms, so I'm proud of us. But yeah, it was a blast. Always happy to play this game. So I'll pass it on to Matt.
Yeah, had a lot of fun tonight. Just love dungeon crawls, love going through a dungeon, slowly just having your health and sanity just slowly drained from you as with each room. But Jeremy, you're doing an awesome job. I'm really enjoying the maps and stuff, and I appreciate that not only are you a DM who like cares about the players, involves our backstories, and like runs great combats and puts together good stories, but you're also always trying different things and pushing yourself in different directions and stuff, and that's just like the mark of an excellent game master. So we're all very lucky to play under Jeremy and with each other. So thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will go ahead and pass it off to Kenya.
Real quick, can I jump back in? I forgot. I actually want to plug something for the first time.
Oh, put this
I'm gonna
on the
be playing
calendar.
in a this applies to two other people here at least. I'm going to be playing in a super fucking dope Aether Nexus mini campaign that Jeremy will be running next month. That I believe is going to be the first, second, and third Wednesdays.
Bro, it's next week. We kick
Yeah,
off
starting next week. That's right. I am so excited. We got to look at the book. It's so fucking cool. The art is amazing. I am just so psyched to get into this and strap on my mech and start beating the shit out of the Ogda with some dope ass ether fueled weapons. So
Ooh,
please check that out on wherever that's going to be. I'm guessing Jeremy's channel.
Right here, yeah.
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah, it's
I'm
it'll
busy
be
on those Wednesdays, but
Oh no.
I'm gonna
Well,
watch.
you'll have
But
to
no,
catch
it's
up.
fine. I'll definitely catch up because I supported the Aether Nexus project and am anxiously awaiting all of my books. And I actually never bought the original Mecha Hack, so I got the whole kit and caboodle coming to me, and I am
I'm
super excited
jealous.
for kit and caboodle. So I can run mechy games too, because robots fun.
Such a good system.
Yeah, I'm super
Aether Nexus is
excited.
really cool. Yeah.
So anyways, regarding this game, super fun, super scary, very concerned that at any point we'll run into a mimic because it's a castle dungeon, so hey, there's probably going to be a mimic somewhere. But yeah, this is very good. I'm very anxious to get these poor women saved and out of here, hopefully, and in the process, maybe if we're lucky, put the final kibosh on a couple of vampire brides. And now I just have more questions than answers because now I want to know why he killed her, the woman whose body we found. I mean, I want to know the things, and I don't have the answers. But it's late, so my brain's kind of not
Oh no, you're good.
running well. But thank you very much, Jeremy. Great game as always.
Absolutely.
You guys are all amazing to RP with and to watch everybody work together. And Lox, I'm really sorry about your foot, buddy, but we fixed it. It's okay. Back to you, Jeremy.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why, but my brain literally just had like a little jolt. I missed having y'all make one roll that I would like to before we put things away. I know this is weird to do, but everybody who would like to can make a history roll for me.
Nat 20 for a 22.
Okay.
I got 25 on a
Holy
knowledge roll.
Shit.
What?
19. Okay. All right. So Guillaume did not realize this. However, the rest of you, for whatever reason, recognized in the main room with the vaulted ceiling that had the mural painted on it, that this was an obscure reference to a god known as Ulsil, and who was worshipped by a violent empire during an era known as the Second Altering millennia ago. Lox and Vera, the two of you realize that you have seen that armor that this god is wearing before. Lugarico wore it at the blessing of Pelor and the blessing of Yabala. Okay, so with that, yeah, this was an absolute joy, as always, to run. Not only did we get to do spooky castle exploration, but we also got to cut up and make a lot of inappropriate jokes, which is my favorite kind of game, where we can bounce back and forth between this terrifying, possibly even tragic storyline, but also still get in plenty of of giggles and stupid jokes. So thank y'all. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but thank you all very, very much for coming and spending an evening with me and telling these goofy stories. Speaking of goofy stories, starting next week, as you heard right here on the channel, we will be kicking off a trilogy titled The Last Train to Eidolon. It will be Aether Nexus, which is a book that is upcoming from Absolute Tabletop. It's a fantastic, very gonzo, very fun setting where, yeah, we get to pilot mechs that run off of memories, which is really, really fucking cool. Really excited for that game. Yeah, even further out than that, November 1st, there's a one-shot coming to the channel as well called Campire, which is going to be where a vampire attacks a Girl Scout camp. So, yeah, I am very much looking forward to this next month and all the things that it holds. So, yeah, sit tight because it's going to be a wild ride, I hope. Thank you for everybody who tuned in and watched this game this evening, whether you watched live along with us or whether you may be tuning in at some point down the road. Genuinely, it is very heartwarming that there are people here who come to the channel to find entertainment from us goofing off for a few hours, and stick with me through all of the technical buffoonery that gets put on public display here. I do appreciate it very, very much. If you liked what you saw, then do all the stuff that the YouTube algorithm likes to see. Hit the like button and the subscribe and the bell and everything else. If you want to find me, there's links to do so in the description of the video. Go check out anything that anybody has mentioned here. You should be able to find the links to most of that in the description. If it's not there, yell at me. I'll add it. Yeah. What else? Oh, remember, please, that kindness is a free action. It costs you absolutely nothing to be nice to someone, and it makes all the difference in the world. Having had gone back to a retail job, I can tell you the customers that are kind are far easier to deal with every single day. And they're the ones that I remember. So be nice. Go out and be nice. The world needs more of it. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. So until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.